in the backdrop of a porous border, how does intelligence sharing between Pakistan and Bangladesh impact us more?
You see, this is not an era of direct war. We've seen two all near conventional wars. We've seen the war in Ukraine, 2 years, mass destruction with no results.
Yeah.
Right. We've seen what's happened in Gaza.
Yeah.
To say that Israel has won the war, I think would be an incorrect military deduction. With 350,000 men, you climb onto a territory of 25 kilometers by 35 kilometers and yet raze it to the ground and yet do not put an end to the kind of terror which Hamas is still capable of, is not victory either. So, it's very clear that conventional wars have not delivered. What the world has increasingly been doing and probably revisiting now is the concept of hybrid wars. I think two examples I can give you of classic proxy wars. One is Jammu and Kashmir,
Yes.
which Pakistan has been playing for the better part of 36 years now against us. It's sponsored proxy conflict, which can continue forever. The investment is very little in that. The second very, very pronounced example, which has been in the news, is obviously Iran and Iran's concept, Iran's raising of the Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, was for this very purpose, to fight, to control the area of the Levant, to fight Israel on the basis of proxies. Hamas was a proxy, you find Hezbollah was a proxy, the Syrian army virtually acted as a proxy, you find the Houthis today, you found proxies in Iraq, everywhere where Iran was attempting to gain its influence or still can influence, it was always by proxy.
Yeah.
That brings us to this thought process. Why would Pakistan, sitting on one other edge of India, on the western edge, what could it possibly do with Pakistan, with Bangladesh here? It has engaged us with proxies in Kashmir all these years. Can it do the same thing in
Bangladesh
on the eastern front? We've got northeastern states, terrain completely in the favor. In the sense, it's a difficult terrain, mountainous, jungle terrain. There is population there. It's underdeveloped, that region. There are routes leading from there into Myanmar and places like that. All this complicates. The moment as you have a very complicated terrain, it favors the proxy. And that is what I fear more. No one is going to fight you directly. Pakistan doesn't have the capability to fight you directly. But we should keep our eyes open, ears open to the possibility of these kind of hybrid activities. What I am identifying need not necessarily be the only activity.
But do you think that there could be a proxy war sponsored by Pakistan from Bangladesh for India?
It can be low, very, very low intensity, going up to very high intensity at times. You've seen what's happened in Kashmir?
Yeah.
It's been, you can compare it to what happened in Pulwama or what happens to the killing of a single territorial army soldier. It meanders between high intensity and low intensity. That's a characteristic of hybrid war, which always happens.
And there is now extreme radicalization that is taking place in Bangladesh.
Exactly, it is taking place at the moment. Although I would say the stance that India has taken on Bangladesh has been very, very correct. We have not been provocative at all, to the extent that our cooperation with Bangladesh continues in almost every way. I think people from Bangladesh still look at India as the best option in terms of medical tourism. The supply lines are still open.
Education, medical tourism,
Absolutely.
all of it.
All these things, they are still open. Right? It is only the radical element which has taken over the streets at the moment. Hopefully, this will turn around. It will not last forever.